સહજાનંદ સ્વામી મહારાજની જય. વચનામૃત નંબર 53. કોઈક સત્સંગમાં વૃદ્ધિ પામે અને કોઈ ઘટતો જાય, તેનું શું કારણ છે? Someone progresses on the path of spirituality. Someone becomes more and more happier in life, and someone digresses on the spiritual path, and with every passing day is becoming more and more unhappy. One is getting fuller and fuller, one is getting emptier and emptier. What is the reason? What causes this? And he says, સાધુનો ગુણ જે લે એ વૃદ્ધિ પામે, સાધુનો અવગુણ લે એ ઘટતો જાય. If we have an attitude to see gunas in others, good qualities of others, admire them, absorb them, learn from them, then we progress and we get happier. If we have in us a quality that we are only going to see flaws of others, imperfections of others, lapses of others, sit and judge people, sit and find flaws in them, then we are not going to progress, neither are we going to become happier. It's a breeding ground of unhappiness. Gun grahak swabhav. Everybody has good and bad qualities, but I will only see good in others. I will only see the lack in myself because I want to improve myself. I will not even see my own lacks with a critical eye. Who am I to judge somebody? Me being such an imperfect soul myself, who am I to see imperfections of others? Who am I to comment on them? Who am I to demean them? Who am I to belittle them? I don't think I should have any form of ego till I become as perfect as God. And I must have reverence for others. સ્વાભાવિક પ્રકૃતિ ઠીક ન જણાતી હોય તેને જોઈને ઘણાક ગુણ હોય તેનો ત્યાગ કરી દે તો એ ભક્ત જ ન કહેવાય, અને એ ભક્તના જ્ઞાન વૈરાગ્યાદિક શુભ ગુણ વૃદ્ધિ પામે જ નહીં. If everybody has a typical nature that has typical attributes, seeing those attributes, if we are going to ignore, avoid and not notice the good in others and not learn from the good in each one that we meet, and if we can see these flaws of theirs and that becomes our focus area in each person that we meet, especially in saints and God, so our own progress halts, our atmagyan, our spiritual strength diminishes, our detachment, vairagya, all other shubh guns, he says in Vachanamrit 53, they absolutely die. Everyone has flaws. We don't need to be blind to these flaws, but we need to learn how to overlook them. If the flaws are in our own child, they won't become our focus area. We will only see the good in our child. But when it comes to others, when it comes to friends, when it comes to colleagues, when it comes to competitors, when it comes to family members, we are not always neutral in our mindset. Reverence is a beautiful quality that God has emphasized in at least 12 to 15 Vachanamrits. Awareness that I myself am so imperfect, I am going to agree to disagree with others, but respectfully. Everything that others hold as qualities may not appeal to me, but because of that I will not dislike them or disrespect them or hate them or push them away or demean them. I will learn from the good qualities of each one, and there is nobody who doesn't have good qualities, including me who has good and bad qualities. I'm not going to have a single track mindset of thinking only good about me and only bad about others. Living with compassion and empathy is what God is teaching us. અવળી બુદ્ધિ હોય તેને તો અવળું જ સૂજે is what he says in વચનામૃત નંબર 31. પરમેશ્વરના મનુષ્ય અવતારમાં પણ ખોટ કાઢે. When the mindset is wrong, when the attitude is wrong, when the approach is wrong, one may find faults in even God's avatars, in even the Satpurush, in even God. મોહનું શું રૂપ છે? ઇન વચનામૃત નંબર 186 he says, હૃદયને વિશે મોહ વ્યાપે ત્યારે જીવને પોતાના અવગુણ તો સૂજે જ નહીં. Somebody who is attached and bondaged with his or her own self, his or her ahankar, ego, makes him never see flaws or imperfections in the own self. મોટા પુરુષ કે ભગવાન હોય તેમાં પણ ખોટ કાઢે. મોટા તો છે પણ આટલું ઠીક કરતા નથી. I admire a few things about so and so person, but so and so things are not right. I don't approve. I disapprove. I may be different. They may be different. Passing comments like this and not thinking right about even great people, even great saints, even Satpurush, even God's avatars. Some of us even go and comment on Krishna avatar if we are Jains, and on Jain avatars if we are Krishna, and on Christianity and on Muslim religion, and we have something or the other, some or the other opinions about each other's gods. And it's so stupid to even say each other's gods, because God is one. But just different avatars also, we have fixed perceptions, opinions, judgments to pass about God as well. આવા જીવને તો વિમુખ જેવો જાણવો ને અધર્મી જાણવો, એને સર્વે મૂર્ખનો રાજા જાણવો, he says. If we think like this, we are extremely foolish. We are the king of all foolish people. We are vimukh. We are not even God's bhakts, God's lovers. We are adharmi. We are not even spiritual. Why so? Because સત્પુરુષને ભગવાન અલૌકિક દ્રષ્ટિએ કરીને વર્ત્યા કરે એ જાણવું ને સમજવું. God and God's saints are alaukic. They may not fit into our logical minds and brains, but that does not make them flawed. That does not give us the right to judge them. જે દેહાભિમાની જીવ છે એ તો ન સમજી શકે, એટલે અભાવને અવગુણ લે, પણ તેણે કરીને એની બુદ્ધિ શાપિત થઈ જાય. If we are દેહાભિમાની, if we are ahankari, if we are going to be limited by the mental blocks of a human mind, then our buddhi will become shapit. જેને સંતને દુખવ્યા હોય, ગરીબને દુખવ્યો હોય ને મા બાપની ચાકરી ન કરી હોય, તેની બુદ્ધિ શાપિત થાય. વચનામૃત નંબર 98. If we have not served our parents, if we have hurt some saint because of our limited mindset, taken avguns of them, or ill-treated a poor person or a weaker being, tried to dictate or dominate over weaker souls, then these qualities of ours are going to limit our progress in terms of peace, happiness, love. There'll be a quarrel always inside us. That is why the buddhi is called shapit. અવગુણ આવે પણ રેવા ન દેવું. શાપિત ન હોય બુદ્ધિ તો we can overcome these avguns. We can overlook them. We will realize them. We will notice them. But we will no longer let that become the lens with which we see them. If we want to solve this nature that we keep seeing avguns of others, and if it is so limiting that God says in 12 વચનામૃત કે જેની આવી બુદ્ધિ હોય એનું કલ્યાણ તો થાય જ નહીં. સર્વે પાપ કરતાં પણ अधिक પાપ છે મોટા પુરુષમાં અવગુણ જોવા. ગૌ હત્યા, મદ્ય માંસનું ભક્ષણ, અસંખ્ય ગુરુ સ્ત્રીનો સંગ, એ પાપ થકી છૂટકો થાય, પણ દોષ બુદ્ધિના પાપ થકી ન છૂટાય. Even if you are going to have adultery with your guru's stree, the wife of your guru, and you're going to have adultery with her, that can once be forgiven. Gau Hatya, even if you kill several cows, that can be forgiven. Even if you are going to eat mud or mass, alcohol or meat, that can be forgiven. But if you are going to have a nature in which you keep seeing flaws in others, that cannot be forgiven. મોટા પુરુષના સંગે કરીને ને ગુણગ્રહણ કરીને દ્રોહ બુદ્ધિ ટાળવી. See only the good in others. Never become drohi of Satpurush. In fact, never be drohi of anybody. May it be somebody smaller than you, higher than you, bigger than you, greater than you, or worse than you. Even the most evil person in the world has some good qualities to admire, and we must admire them. If still we can't, then what to do? Because in Vachanamrit number 179 he says, એકાંતિક ભક્તને દેહ કરીને મરવું એ મરવું નથી. ભગવાનને સંતનો હૈયામાં અભાવ આવ્યો એ જ એની આત્મા માટે મરણ તુલ્ય છે. For a seeker, death is fine, but the real death is when one cannot see gunas of others and sees abhavs or avguns, especially in gurus and satpurush. અભાવ લીધો એ ધર્મને, એ ધામને તો ન જ પામે. જે અભાવ લેશે એનું લિબરેશન તો નહીં જ થાય. We will never get liberated, we will never go to Akshardham if this is our સ્વભાવ. મરી જાવું પણ અભાવ લેવો નહીં. Accept death, but do not accept seeing flaws in others. If we want to develop this nature of reverence, then he is given 3 solutions. Solution number 1, don't think of other seekers as higher or lower than you. Everybody is as good as you or better than you. Do they believe in God? Yes. Do they follow the path of spirituality? Yes. Now whatever be their imperfections, ignore and treat them as better than you. Assume that everybody is better than you. It's your limitation of your mindset that you are not able to understand that, but it is there. He gives a beautiful example that if there are 2 kinds of cloths, one which is a very thin cloth, then you can apply little soap and wash it. But if it is a very thick cloth, then you may have to first immerse it in water and soak it for 2-3 days. Then you will have to heat it in a furnace for 2-3 days. Then you apply soap and then you can clean that thick cloth. Like that, if we have it in our nature that somehow our attention always gets attracted to the imperfections of others, and we want to overcome this and get into a mindset where we can only see good in others and not see the lapses or lacks at all. Then he says, બીજા ભક્ત જેટલા નિષ્કામી હોય એનથી વિશેષ નિષ્કામી, વિશેષ નિર્લોભી, વિશેષ નિસ્વાદી, વિશેષ નિસ્નેહી, વિશેષ નિર્માણી થવું. બીજા મોડું સૂવે એનાથી મોડું સૂવું, બીજા વહેલા ઉઠે એનાથી વહેલું ઉઠવું, બીજા જેટલી માળા કરે એનાથી વિશેષ માળા કરવી, તો શાપિત બુદ્ધિ ટળે. If we want to overcome this sharp of our buddhi that we only look at flaws of others, we have to be Vishesh Nishkami, which means more and more desireless, lesser and lesser greedy, lesser and lesser indulging in taste buds, lesser and lesser bondaged, lesser and lesser egoistic. We have to do more hard work, more sadhanas, sleep later, wake up earlier, do more malas. Only then will we able to overcome this lapse in us that we keep looking at flaws in others. If ever we happen to see flaws in some Satpurush or some Guru and happen to comment about them, think wrong about them, then solution number 2 is અન્ન પણ ભાવે નહીં, નિદ્રા પણ આવે નહીં, અને જ્યાં સુધી અવગુણ ટળે નહીં ત્યાર સુધી જળ વિનાની માછલી હોય તેમ તરફડવું. You should not be at peace. You should not allow yourself once in a while to look at flaws of Satpurush and Guru. You should not even feel like eating, not even feel like sleeping the way this happens, the day this happens. Because he has said that more than any other pap, this is a bigger pap. How can we be papi and be okay with it? ગૌ હત્યા, મદ્ય માંસનું ભક્ષણ એના કરતાં મોટું પાપ, સર્વે પાપ કરતાં મોટું પાપ. If something like this has happened through my soul, knowingly or unknowingly, how can I be at peace? In Vachanamrit number 173, he says, actually he had done one extra Sashtang Pranam that day, and Shukmuni asked that why did you do one extra Sashtang Pranam today? And he said, from today onwards, me and all my seekers must do one extra Dandvat Pranam to seek forgiveness. અગર ભક્તનો મન વચને દેહે કરીને જાણે અજાણે દ્રોહ થયો હોય તો એથી એ જીવને જેટલું દુઃખ થાય છે એટલું તો કોઈ પાપે કરીને થતું નથી. માટે એ પાપના નિવારણને અર્થે એક સાષ્ટાંગ દંડવત અધિક કરવો. No other reason or cause is going to make you as unhappy as seeing abhav of other seekers, doing droh of Satpurush. And hence he is emphasizing, do one Sashtang Pranam every day seeking forgiveness for even if knowingly or unknowingly you have done droh of any other human being. Because if you have done that, you are not going to progress, you are not going to be happy, you are not going to be at peace, you are not going to liberate. How much more can he say? How much more can he emphasize? He says in this Vachanamrit that ભક્તની મન વચને અને દેહે કરીને સેવા બની આવે તેને કરીને જીવનું અતિ રૂડું થાય છે. જીવ સુખી થાય છે. જેવો સુખી સેવાએ કરીને થાય છે તેવો બીજા કોઈ સાધને કરીને થતો નથી. એન્ડ હી ઓલ્સો સેઝ દેટ ભગવાન તો ભક્તના પણ ભક્ત છે. Nothing else is going to give us as much happiness and bliss as much as doing seva of other Hari Bhakts is going to get. Nothing else is going to make us digress. Nothing else is going to make us more unhappy than seeing flaws in others. If he is emphasizing on this so much, should we continue to see any flaw in anyone else? We must not. We must only look at good qualities in others. We must always admire good things in others, love people unconditionally, respect if they lack something, have reverence for all the disagreements, look at each other with better eyes, appreciate the imperfectness of design of human beings, of life, of circumstances, situations, and only see perfection in God, expect perfection in God, admire His saints, be like a sponge that absorbs good qualities from one and all, and be blinded to the lapses or lacks in others. And if we are able to inculcate this within us, nothing will be able to disturb us, nothing will be able to upset us, nothing will be able to disconnect us from anyone else, and we will all stay blissful, peaceful, connected to God, connected to our own self, seeking God, not getting deceived from this path, not getting attached, not getting bondaged, not lapsing, not missing out on this opportunity to become one with God. May we all understand this concept, and from today onwards do one extra Sashtang Pranam, seeking for forgiveness for judging others, and inculcate complete reverence for one and all. Sahajanand Swami Maharajani Jai.